Now from the Weather Tracker TV Storm Studios, this is your weather today. Here's Chief Meteorologist William Cole.
All right, folks, here we go. Right out of the gate on a Thursday. Of course, a pre-Friday, the weekend now coming to within view. We're going to talk about that weekend forecast. It's a hotter forecast for the weekend. No two ways about that. But I tell you, I think our bigger weather story today heading into next week is going to be the opportunity of rain. Could there maybe be some heavier rain around? Could there be any severe weather? We're going to talk about that. And then I've also locked on what appears to be a pretty stout fall cold front by the end of next week as well. So next week, quite a bit of active weather. This week, it's quiet and in fact, really just kind of turning hotter heading into the weekend. So again, details on all that over the next few minutes. Again, abundantly sunny as we go through the day today. High temperatures up in the mid 80s. Notice a northerly wind. In fact, we've got a little cold front moving through the area. We're going to talk more about that coming up. It's not going to lower our temperatures. In fact, it's going to be the reverse. Our temperatures again, are heading up into the weekend. Again, more details on that coming up. But again, this is where we started the morning. And again, it was a chillier morning, especially up along the Red River Valley. The air mass, the dew point numbers are a little bit lower, so the overnight lows were able to settle off a little bit more. But again, 40s, 50s, again, out the door this morning. You can see even here in the Metroplex, Denton down to 48 degrees. That's chilly there. Again, elsewhere in Denton and Tarrant County and even Dallas County, rather. Again, you can see generally 50s over around the Garland and Rockwall area, 58 again earlier this morning. So there's that blue line. That's that cold front I was talking about. It's kind of wobbling through North Texas. It is October after all. You hear the term cold front, the word cold front, you immediately begin to think of, well, chillier air, maybe even a cold blast on the way. Well, behind this front, simply put, it's what we call a continental front or basically just kind of a wind shift line, a surface boundary. The air mass is essentially the same, right? So there's no change in air mass. The temperatures are not going down. And in fact, because we're so dry, meaning no humidity, the front even itself is coming through dry. You have to look well off to the north, up into the Great Lakes region to find any type of active precipitation. And that's because they're actually under the core of the area of low pressure. You can see the storm trough. Look at the counterclockwise spin as well. Again, all of that continues to push off to the east. Now, more importantly for us heading into the weekend, behind that weather maker, it's this ridge. We continue to see record heat out in the desert Southwest. Locations like Phoenix continue to soar well over 100 each and every day, even now into October. But this ridge is going to nudge just a little bit further off to the east for the weekend. And again, it's going to put a little bounce on our temperatures heading into the weekend as well. So we're going to be watching the ridge, again, like I mentioned, for the weekend. Pretty quiet weather with that, just hotter. But then we're going to be watching some tropical moisture coming up out of Mexico by early next week. And really, it's a 1-2 punch, right? We've got tropical moisture coming up, but then we've also got this big upper-level storm system. Take a look at that there. Now, I can tell you the newest data this morning is quite a bit slower with this storm system. In fact, it may cut off and really slow down as it begins to approach North Texas. So the devil's in the detail. Number one, we are going to get some rain by the middle part of next week. With that tropical moisture, there may be another opportunity by late in the week as this system comes out again. Right now, it really depends on the timing, and each and every model run, the timing is a little bit different. So right now, we can't necessarily nail that down. But again, regardless, rain probabilities will be in the forecast middle part to end of next week. We need it because look at this. This would be your fire danger as we go through the day, even though the winds aren't overly gusty because the humidity is really dropping down today in our western counties. It's not impossible. We even have a little bit of critical fire danger out there. Again, outdoor burning would not be recommended. Otherwise, looking at the model, here comes the front. You saw it right there sliding through the area. It does come through dry. Again, as I mentioned, no opportunity of any rain as we go through the day. So we're closing out the state fair, but again, it's going to be kind of a hot close to the fair, right? Again, you can see heading into the weekend, those temperatures will be jumping into the 90s. So warmer around the area today, generally 80s, but again, a few locations out to the west may be approaching 90 by late day. Pretty comfortable Thursday evening with temperatures easing down through the 70s. Again, fair skies, completely dry overnight because of the lower humidity overnight. You can also see those morning lows tomorrow morning, generally 50s around the area, so kind of a chillier start to the day, but with the dry air mass in place, temperatures really take off tomorrow. You can see highs generally near 90 around the area. So going forward, it's a warming trend into the weekend. In fact, we're generally talking about 90s into the weekend, and then there it is as we get into next week, an opportunity of rain and storms. Then notice by the following weekend, those are some cooler temperatures there showing up as well.